Hello friends, welcome to YouTube channel of Creative Edge. My name is Rajendra Bhatia and I am here for one short revision of UCEED 2025 last week strategy for drawing. Friends, it is hardly few days left out and I am here to give you some very important tips on the question paper that you can expect in UCEED examination. As you know, UCEED conduct only one exam. That is a written test, the DAT, Design Aptitude Test. There are two parts into it, Part A and Part B. Index for UCEED, if you ask me, most important topics for Part 2. Scene creation, product design, problem solving techniques. Let me give you some more details about it. The prelim, so to say, only one exam for UCEED. Total question 59, out of which first part is that of aptitude, and aptitude has got 57 questions. Test duration overall is 3 hours. Negative marking, yes. And in some of these aptitude questions, there will be negative marking. Part 2, 2 questions of drawing. Let us also know that the total paper is of 300 marks, out of which 200 marks is the aptitude part and drawing is 100 marks. Language is English only. Now, among the drawing question, what I am going to describe today for you, I am not talking of aptitude. There is another YouTube live for the aptitude part, which my colleague is taking on different days. There was one yesterday and today it is only the drawing part. Tomorrow again there will be some discussion on aptitude part the same time, 12 o'clock. So friends, there will be 2 questions of 50 marks each in drawing part of UCEED drawing question. Let us talk of 2023. See, one of the best way of preparing for exam is like, you solve the PYQs, previous year questions. So I'm taking some of them for your convenience, and I will also give you some of expected question. I will more call like, not the expected ones, but I'll call it as a practice question. Fine. So right now I'm talking about 2023 question. The question was, Nandu is giving a dance exam in an online mode in front of a laptop kept on a table. His mother is prompting him from behind. While the exam is going on, his pet cat, Poco, is running around, tumbling over a glass of water, a plate of biscuits, and a few books. No one can stop Rocco and the exam. The exam must go on. Visualize and draw the whole situation as if you are sitting on the floor witnessing the scene. As you think of this answer, sitting on floor, that means your eye level is down below. Okay? So let us first look into the picture what I have drawn for you. You see Nandu giving the exam in front of a laptop. Here, his mother arrives and start prompting him so that, she is more anxious as if to Nandu has to perform good in the exam. It's a dance exam, so it's practical. So the laptop is watching as if the jury is sitting behind and they are watching Nandu. Now Poco has come to destroy the scene. There are books which have fallen down, glass, plate, biscuits. And of course, it has to be a scene inside a room with a fan there, but maybe you can call it as if it is winter days, so the fan is not moving. Now, what is to be noticed here? One thing which I noticed afterwards is that the eye level has been taken a little higher up, as if you're sitting on a chair. Otherwise, it should have been drawn from here, and the table, instead of the top, should have been seen as if it is the table. You are sitting below the table. Okay? So this is, you lose about 30% marks on the level. Rest is all fine. I think it should have been more, a little bigger Poco because it will be seen more near with the down below horizon and the vanishing point. Maybe the vanishing point should have come about the same, so the table will be seen like, you know, up here, and it will be going down. Right. So that amendment, if you can do, same here, this would go up and that part of the table would come down in case you want to have another table for the scene creation. With this level, this is going correct, but with this level, it would go like this. So it will be more crooked to look at. So that's how the answer should have come up. Slight difference than what I have sketched here. Twisting the question to eye level a little higher as if you are sitting on a chair. Another question. You see it year 2024. There is an old garage with a large window. A 5-year-old boy is on a cleaning mission with his father and grandmother. So these three people are there in the garage. The father is cleaning the cobwebs, makdi ke jale, while the grandmother finds an old guitar and starts playing it. The boy starts dancing. Read it carefully, and the sketch is absolutely a mistake sketch. So you will find more interesting, and you will try to look at the sketch time and again, even with this. There is an old bicycle, a football, and other items in the garage. Also holds memory of the grandmother, sports days, and the father's studious face in the school. Look at this. Draw the whole scene from the point of view of another boy standing at the door of the garage. Now, the other one, the Nandu's one, was a mistake of the level. The garage one will show you two, three mistakes. You have to catch it, and maybe in my marathon learning, I give you, I mean, which is going to come up a couple of days from now. In the marathon learning of Creative Edge subsidiary of Top Ranker, I'm going to give you the correct answer. So let us come on to the answer given right now, which is a mistake, and I will like to describe it. Firstly, what is correctly done. The grandfather is cleaning the cobweb. Fine. Grandmother playing guitar. Oh, all right. More than you yourself cleaning, you are putting instructions to the grandmother. Maybe you might have given one instruction to the grandfather. Memories of grandfather, grandmother, of sports days and studious. So they have got trophies here and here. Other things lying down, like in the garage, what can you expect? Is a tire, maybe a tool, maybe some more garbage. Things are lying here and there. Have you noticed the mistake? I will like to give you this as an exercise as to where. Now we'll go back and I'll show you the mistakes here. Where is the bicycle frame? Where is the football? Other items are there. Coming to that, there should have been a football here. Maybe you would like to remove the football and keep it elsewhere, so you could have had a football here. Like that. Now, where would you put the bicycle? Instead of this, probably you could have put a bicycle, or if you wanted something, maybe the bicycle could have been seen here. In a composition like this, what is really a matter is Again, half of the bicycle would be behind the old gentleman. And instead of having those bricks here, you can have some bricks exposed here. So now I have completed it with perspective, with proportion, and you're the one who is watching it from somewhere as if you have entered. So you had to make the whole scene. My assignment to you before I take you into the marathon would be change the whole scene and look at it from different angle and draw it. Okay? In the question, maybe I will put something like, you are watching from a window, this very scene. And in the marathon, we will do it like we will improve on to this scene. And I would prefer you to come up with more solution. Right, friends? Let us move on to the next question. Design a lunchbox. This is again from 24. Design a lunchbox for a 6-year-old school-going girl who likes to eat proper Indian food like dal, rice, sabji, roti, and other liquid foods. The lunchbox should be designed so that it is easy to eat and carry the food to the school. Don't write a separate explanation. The explain only through visual and short labels. Zipper here. See in such question, which are the design aptitude question. What should be your target? Explain through visual means it is inviting more number of sketches than you generally used to give in other question. Generally, what we do, we draw one full thing and label it thoroughly. No, here the explanation should come up like this. Maybe here you could have the lid for the liquids, right? You can name them as A, B, C, D and show them as A, B, C, D here. And then the top view here. Likewise, the labeling should be improved and give more details about it here only. This is the tiffin cover. Next, you are standing in the middle of lively vegetable market. Now, this is not from any year. This is your practice question that I am giving to you. You are standing in the middle of a lively vegetable market. The air is filled with sound of vendors calling out prices, the chatter of customers. You notice an old person carefully selecting vegetables from a stall. The person seems to be bargaining gently with the vendor while holding a cloth bag. Around you, other stalls are buzzing with activity. Sketch the market scene, how you would capture the mood and highlight an interaction between an old person and a vendor. Market scene is full of human figure. Do you notice one thing? Eye level. Similar height people have the same eye level or slightly above, slightly below as per the height of people. Even there is a bull around here, which is practically of the same height as human peep or human being. This is the old person I was talking about is gently asking this guy to give more of, like, old people, how they talk. Firstly, they talk in the money part of it. If the money is compromised, then they talk in terms of थोड़ा धनिया पत्ती डालो ना भाई, थोड़ा मिर्ची डाल दो ना, kind of a thing. So you can understand it with the visual only. The guy is trying to bargain with the vendor here. What is required? What is required? Not only in this scene, every scene that you have seen, uh, scenes that you have seen earlier, a thorough knowledge about human figure has to be there. The height difference between young boy and the grandmother, and the difference seen with the grandfather in a perspective is placed a little deeper, right? The proportion between person and object, like bicycle, would give you clear idea about the proportion here. Even the tire lying here should be seen as a proportionate thing here. The chair, again, being a little nearer to the observer, is in proportion. We go back to the market scene and see how the human figure are being adjusted. the sitting one here, and the same height sitting one a little ahead. Do you see this is going a little up? Why? Why? Because your eye level is here. So anything going away and the eye level being kept a little higher than the people here would be seen one above the other. This. Proportionately, it would be to this fellow, this is where you will sit. So कमर तक आ जाता है हाइट और ये कमर के नीचे इसलिए दिख रहे हैं that she is down below to the observer from here. Okay? Otherwise, eye levels are matching. So where are they reducing from? They are reducing from the bottom. So these things are to be remembered in perspective. Then there are buildings, people standing in the balcony of the building, and likewise. There's another shop roof. There are other stalls also. Having canopy like roof. So this is how you can draw a complete scene. Keep it busy, keep it crowded, but and the shading, you should not indulge into too much of shading. If you have seen the shading is confined to this much, a few folds shown here, it has to be a line sketch. This sketch of mine, I have um, darkened up the lines with help of 8B pencil. I'm sure you have seen uh, my video of what material to be carried in the examination. It is there and on our website, and you can, if you have subscribed it, our channel, you must have got the information and you can look into the material to be carried to the examination hall. Next question. Imagine standing on an elevated position, observing a bungee jumping platform. In front of you, a person is using a telescope to view a distant hill. Another person beside you is capturing the scene. That is with a mobile phone. Draw the scene with different perspective in this situation. The one of the bungee jumpers, other that of the person using a telescope, and the one observing from below. Create varying emotions and spatial experiences. Take care of how do these perspectives relate to the design principles such as scale, human proportion, and the interaction between the environmental and the individual in the context of outdoor activities. One more thing I would like to remind you, friends. Whenever you are solving or reading this question, please religiously read them twice. Twice, I say at least. That is going to save your time instead of wasting your time. You draw something, then you reread it. Arey, mera to ye reh gaya. Like I have shown you um, that of the garage case. So that the thing should not happen, and that's why that mistake sketch is purposely kept there. And then I solved it in front of you by adding the bicycle and a football. So here is a person beside you who is almost guiding this child to let us go to the bungee jumping arena. There is this person looking into the hills with help of a telescope. Telescope and binocular are different. So you have to have the telescope, and there is this lady or a girl standing beside the person with the, and then of course there are other things, including the gondolas, ropeway. It is not mentioned in the question, but to give an atmosphere to the bungee jumping area, you can always add up such elements, which will give a little more natural scene. There will be difference in your overall result when you start practicing such questions. Take it by yourself, go to our website and find out questions for yourself. We are putting up many questions as if you have to have a mock test given. And yes, I'm sure you are well connected with us onto the All India mock test that we conducted on Sunday, day before yesterday. In the marathon, coming up marathon, I'm going to really solve the question for you, really sketch it with you. Right now, I'm only explaining. Let's see as to how we go about. I'll take some different question, and in the marathon, we will try to take up more in the detail. Not that here it is rushed through. I'm giving you enough time to observe each and everything and make it a more comfortable scene for your understanding. Look at the perspective here. Look at the perspective here. The eye level is here and they are down below. Why? Why this is because of this slope here. Then the bungee jumping area protruding out from the hill corner. Then there are other hills being complemented with ropeway and the gondolas. So yes, here is a very comprehensive answer and hardly require any further improvement onto it. Look at the shading. Very little part shaded. Very little part shaded. Do not actually crowd your sketch with shading and smudging and that kind of a thing as far as these competitive exams are concerned. You know the reason why? Because your answers are scanned and sent to the concerning examiner. You're doing them practically onto a separate sheet. One more thing I would like to tell you about this exam. The aptitude is conducted in the first 2 hours. Once you have completed those 2 hours, then they release the question of drawing part. So 33% marks are at its stake. Total question paper 300, out of which 100 marks are for drawing. I tell you, one can score good marks in aptitude, but the different, like many people can score good marks in aptitude, but only few can score good in the drawing. Remember that. And it is the drawing which takes more time for you to see the 57 question in 2 hours time, only two questions to be solved with help of beautiful drawing in 1 hour time, carrying as good as 50 marks each. So your sketching invite a lot of knowledge about human figure, their proportion of everything. Head, epigastrium, navel, groin. So in the marathon, I would like to give you some tips on human figure and perspective. Right now, maybe I am slightly helping you out with help of how you can expect questions, how you should have solved the previous year question, and of course the previous year question, few things you mentioned has to read the question paper very carefully, not like leaving that object which was mentioned in the question paper undone. There you can suspect that your marks would be reduced. Next question. Again, this is a question which hasn't arrived so far. Now this is design aptitude question. Earlier two were the memory drawing or situation drawing question. This question reads like this. It is rainy season and you need to carry the following items to your college or office. Following items are laptop, files, mobile phone, chargers, swimsuit, tiffin box, juice and water bottles. Design a product to enable you to accommodate and carry all these items in it together, exclusively to be used during rainy days. This is a product design question, but will require a lot of brainstorming. So, name of the product, you give a name to your product. AquaGuard Backpack Carry Pro. Features, it is out of the brainstorming. Waterproof material, the backpack, I mean, firstly, you should think is it going to be a pishwi, that means a thali, or a backpack? Definitely, nowadays, nobody go with a uh, pishwi or a thali, goes with a backpack only. It is made up of high quality waterproof material. Like you can also mention The name of the material, polyurethane coating inside and made up of nylon, with sealed seams. That is where the stitching is done. It should be sealed. Otherwise, water would leak inside, providing a reliable shield against rain and water splashes. So that was one part of the brainstorming. Second part of the brainstorming, multiple compartments. Backpack is equipped with various compartments designed to fit specific items securely. There is a padded laptop compartment with a waterproof zipper, ensuring your laptop stays dry and safe. You see, whenever sensitive products like electronic products are to be carried in a rainy day, the whole concern is about waterproofing. And of course, a little about making it a little cushioned compartment so that your laptop doesn't get hurt with jerks. File organizing section and organized file section keeps your important documents neat and dry, preventing any damage due to water exposure. Then how to carry comfortable straps and back padding. The backpack is designed for comfort with padded shoulder straps and a breathable nylon meshed back panel, ensuring a comfortable and dry commute. Commute is to go from one place to another. Let us look into the answer. Again, goes without saying, although you have explained the things here for the material, the diagram should contain enough of labeling. Here is a diagram which is not enough labeled, I would say, except waterproof polyurethane, nylon meshed. Now, here there should have been a mentioning of the straps, compartment, water bottle, compartment. There could be one for the juice also. So make the product sketch. Then, of course, multiple sketches are required for showing the compartments also. Like here, the sketching person has kept the juice bottle inside the pack. Fine. You don't want it to be exposed directly to the rainy water because it become very infectious and dangerous to have a juice bottle or water bottle outside unless it is thoroughly packed. Instead of this, you better make an umbrella into the hand of the fellow because that is what is required. I think this is good enough of a way of showing you how to really attempt the question. I would say thank you for watching, but I'm not going right now. Let me see if there are important questions to be answered here. There is this very good question, sir. Eye level को match कैसे करेंगे? Like son and mother here, Ronit Raj. You are not to match eye level. You know the difference of eye level. However, you have to bring about eye level, that is the horizon, to the observer's eye level. Remember, horizon and eye level are one and the same thing. There in the question of the Nandu dancing examination, giving that dance examination, um, the eye level by the sketching person has been taken little wrong because it was there mentioned that it is to be point of view of yours when you are sitting around, sitting on the floor. So you have to take the eye level as per the sitting person. I think you will get idea of how to go about in my marathon um, class. We will be running marathon from maybe 2 days from now. You will get the actual notice on our website. And if you haven't subscribed so far, quickly go and subscribe. You will know what activities are we going on with. That marathon, I will actually show you how you would attempt the question from blank paper to the real sketch. Can we do shading in the question? I told you the shading has to be limited, and I'll do a live sketch in the marathon. Day after tomorrow, you will know. And I've got two classes in marathon, so you will know as to how to do the sketch and how much to shade. There's a question asking, will a 6-year-old girl carry such a big tiffin? Won't she prefer small and fancy one? Small and fancy one was actually obsolete as far as the question was concerned because the question says she preferred typical Indian food to be carried, dal, sabji, roti, chawal, and all that in one tiffin. How can you make a mash of it? You have to have separate compartment for dal, for vegetable or sabji, and for rice and roti. So you can't go with that simple one floor tiffin. You have to have more compartments, and that too, again making it waterproof by lidding each and every compartment. So there is a that tricky difference in that question. Then there is this Janvi who is saying, can we design a fancy um, tiffin box? You can add a couple of pictures here and there that can attract, but the purpose is defeated. UCEED is asking more specific product design question. It is different than other examination. They mean business, they mean uh, quality, and not the the fancy. So try to avoid fanciness in your answer, otherwise you get carried away. Sir, do we have to design the product with aesthetic kept in mind? Again, similar question as is to that of the fancy. Remember, the utility is on top priority and not the fancy um, dressing of the product. How many marks do you need to get through in the examination is another question. Now, see one thing. It's a competitive exam, and very few seats are there. What do? You have to be the best among thousands and thousands of students. Not that you are targeting that I should pass it with 50%, 70% mark. At last, what matters is the percentile. And top 300, 400 students are taken into the institute. And there is only one exam, that is the written exam. There is no second chance like you get in NID. In NID, yes, you have to be among the top uh, student, but you get another chance of improving your score. That means they select about three times the seat in the exam in the prelims, and then in the final, rest two-thirds of the selected candidates are rejected. Only one-third are selected. Here in one go, they will select on maximum of two times the numbers, and as per percentile, you will be given the chance. If you take the chance and among the top people, then the other people do not get in. So in the one go only, you should be among the top 300, 400 student. Sir, in admit card, they have mentioned hall ticket of board exam to which one 12th or 10th. If you are if you are not through your 12th, that means you are giving 12th this year, you cannot have a hall ticket of 12th. I have suggested in the list of material, you better take a government recognized um, ID proof rather than looking forward for these 10th एग्जाम का आपका हॉल टिकट किधर है मालूम नहीं है. You better take the government recognized things like you can take Aadhaar card, or you can have, in case you've got a passport. So these are the ones which works better. Or you should have your uh, school or school, they call college of 11th and 12th, this thing in Maharashtra. So anyway, it should be the school ID or proof or the college ID proof duly signed by the principal. That also works, but I am again telling you, better go in for Aadhaar, better go in for passport copies. Okay. Can we use pencil for the straight line on paper or scale is allowed? Firstly, scale is not allowed and try to give a freehand line. Again, I will recommend that you please see the video which is already there, um, actively being run by top rankers, Creative Edge top ranker, and that is about the material to be carried in the examination of UCEED 2025. It's a very comprehensive and very detailed video, but that of only less than 10 minutes. So you get the idea as to what all to carry in the examination. Then Vanshika Arora asking, do we have to give explanation for product design? Question. If they have mentioned you have to show it only through the diagram, you better label the diagram and do not explain the things. That may attract a little negative marking, although there is no official negative marking for the drawing question, right? But you don't start writing uh, by the side of your visual. You better give labeling to your diagram that should be self-explanatory. Or in case it is not mentioned, then you can go with such brainstorming, like waterproof material, multiple compartments, foil organizing section. So this is optional. This is optional in the sense if they've asked you, then give it. Another very important question has come up with uh, Janvi Jade. Sir, what about shape of tiffin? Like maybe a flower shaped tiffin with 6 compartments? What others have to say? You see your aspiring IIT. I do not recommend fancy things for rather you have simple answer and simple design. My recommendation is with the fact that such competitive exam, they want you to be minimalist, they want you to be specific, they want you to be not indulging into many varieties. Do it what they have asked to do. Do not do what they haven't asked you to do. So make an amendment in your mind that I have to be simple, I have to be minimal into my answer. Another important question, and is it suggested to show some ideation? Yes. Again, avoiding to do a lot of description or ideation where they have asked not to do it. Otherwise, Do the ideation, do the brainstorming, and show it. That's very good question again. Right then, most of the questions, important questions are answered. I take your leave. Thank you very much for watching this. I'm sure this is going to help you a lot. And I remind you, I will be back with you day after tomorrow for drawing real drawing question in my marathon classes. Although the marathon classes are starting a day before it with with aptitude discuss more than drawing, but not that drawing is not important. As I told you, aptitude has got its limit. Drawing is one which is going to give you a jump over onto others because drawing you will be one of few who will be correctly with it. Thank you very much for being with me.